Okay, there was some trouble in the class, live streaming and all, but started again. Chalo. So we have completed all the introduction and the terms are clear to you. Now let us see the very first topic, mostly asked for theory questions and MCQ. Okay. One homework I could not like continue for the 10 minutes in between. So now one expectation me from you is read and come every bit. It's just 5 to 7 pages. Make sure you read it. And if you have a doubt, you all are connected in challenges group. I have put this material also over there. So if you have any doubt, just circle and send me the message there itself. The first thing we all know that there are direct taxes and indirect taxes. यहीं से हमने शुरू किया था. Direct taxes is levied on person, right? And indirect taxes is on goods and services. Amount of tax is directly paid by SSC to government. Indirect tax, it goes indirectly. Here the tax incidence is borne by same person, right? Indirect taxes, it goes to ultimate consumer. See, I told you this reading will become very clear because we have analyzed two examples. Still, if you feel, ma'am, how it goes to ultimate consumer, then check the example. Finally, you are getting as a consumer 250 rupees and 45 rupees GST is borne by consumer. Higher collection cost of the tax collection. Okay. Income tax to compute and give the advance tax and all, it is time consuming. Less tax collection, it's easy. Output minus input. You have seen if 100 rupees item, if I'm selling in 200, what's the value addition? 100. On that 18 rupees I've paid from my pocket. In India, income tax is the only direct tax, whereas in indirect taxes we have two, GST and custom. Other than this, gift tax and many other tax have been subsumed. Very important, mark the fifth one for MCQ. That's why I'm taking it last. Very important. These words should be there in your answer sheet to make it impressive. Direct tax is progressive in nature. Higher tax rate for people earning higher. Do you believe this? Yeah, progressive and regressive. Isko 2 minutes suno. Direct tax is progressive. Oh, you are earning above 50 lakhs, you pay surcharge also. Oh, you are earning above 5 crore, you pay 37% surcharge. So the more higher, oh, your income is below 5 lakhs, you take a rebate. Are you getting? So this is called as progressive taxation, direct taxation. The more you earn, the more you can afford to pay extra tax to government. The less you earn, chota mota till 5 lakhs annual income, take rebate. That's a beautiful concept. GST is regressive in nature. This marker is inclusive of 18% GST. As a teacher, I buy it, or my friend is an architect, he'll buy to do the drawings, or anyone buying it. You buy some medicine and on that it is written inclusive of all taxes. They'll charge same GST. They can't say, acha inko de rahe to itne mein iska. Are you getting? So GST is not making difference in the consumers. It's regressive in nature. Whereas income tax, it's progressive. Higher income, oh, you are earning above 50 lakhs, 30% tax you can pay, right or not? So these are the two terms. Use it and write your answers beautifully in exam. Okay. This is the same illustration in depth I have given. In GST 110, 10 rupees I'll keep separate. So B ke liye purchase is not 110, it's only 100. And again 40, so 14 and 10, 4 rupees is the tax paid. Whereas same example, 110. So B is taking the purchases, tax on tax, 110. Again 40, 150, 15, 165. So obviously in old taxes, the cost was higher finally. Here the cost is lower. And when I am charging 10% on 150, I am charging on 100, 10, 40. So tax on tax. I think it's okay if we are going like this. समझ में आ रहा है? Now, deficiency of the existing taxes. Non-availability of the credit of excise duty and service tax for VAT. Excise duty was charged by manufacturers. Service tax was charged when you give services. VAT was charged when you sell the goods. So mutual set-off was not there. No credit was CST. If I'm buying from Mumbai and I'm selling in Hyderabad, on my output it's VAT, on my input it's CST. I'm not getting any credit of CST. Followed? So interstate sales was having one big disadvantage. No credit of the VAT for service provider. I'm into teaching, I'm providing services, but so many of goods which I'm using, I'm paying VAT also. So VAT का set of services में नहीं मिलता था. Double taxation, tax on tax we have seen. High compliance cost. So many states were having octroi, entry tax, so many kind of taxes. Okay. Now, concept of GST. GST is a value added tax. Okay, in 100, if I am adding the value, out of my pocket, 18% tax is going on value addition. We have proved in that example. So it's a value added tax. Okay. Continuous flow of the tax credit. Continuous chain of the tax credit from manufacturer to service providers to retailers to consumers. The chain is continuing. Tax incidence is ultimately borne by consumer. Okay. Mitigation of the double taxation effect. Excise duty is not there except few sin products, we call it. I'll come to that part. So now everywhere it is output GST, input GST and set off. Huh? Excise duty nikal gaya, CST nikal gaya. Many entry tax, gift tax, so many taxes are abolished. So we got things simplified, right? Features of indirect taxes out of this words are picked up. As I told you, it's a destination based tax. It's a dual model tax. It's a value added tax. It's a multiple point tax. A is paying thoda tax. B is paying thoda C. Like that the tax is going on. Okay. Right. So indirect taxes, the features, or I can say out of this, you can pick up some as advantages also. Major source of revenue. Yeah. GST collection is 140 lakh crores or kitna hai pata nahi. Every month you can get the data that indirect taxes in India, indirect tax contribute more than half of the total revenue for the central government as well as for the state government. Done? Thank you so much, all of you, whether you are live in YouTube or in Zoom, that you all have rejoined. That shows your commitment for learning. One second. Zoom में कहीं वो तो नहीं है ना, enable नहीं तो सब लोग join कर पाएंगे. Yeah. Another 45 minutes and we'll be done with this. So GST is a major source of the revenue, right? It is levied on goods and services both. Shifting of the incidence, pass on, value add in, pass on, value add, pass on. Consumers do not feel the pinch of such taxes. Okay. Indirect taxes are generally inbuilt in the price. Most of the time, taxpayers pay the same without actually knowing. So thus consumers who ultimately consume it, it's like MRP. MRP is maximum retail price. MRP inclusive of all taxes. So वो pinch नहीं होता है. Income tax तो I am paying on my income. So sometimes it pinches, array out of 130 rupees is going to the government. And again some more. So it pinches, direct tax because we are paying so much tax. One second, I'll just Next, leading to inflation. Tax imposed on goods and services causes increase in the prices of commodity. Now, few answers are conflicting. Final price kam bhi hota hai, but if the chain is broken in between, then that he will add the GST also in the purchase value. Are you getting? Indirect taxes directly affect the prices of the goods and services leading. So there were few items on which earlier there was no tax, but now they are charging GST. Our own case. Suppose I was receiving the rental and earlier there was no GST, but now if I am receiving the rent, on that also GST is there. So of course overall inflation is reduced, but then there were so many goods and services which were out of taxes, but now is pe bhi GST, us pe bhi GST. So like this it is getting wider. That's what they wanted to say. I'm just saying, read it. Any confusion you have, you can ask. It widens the tax base, majority of goods and services. It helps in promoting social welfare. Super. I want to talk little bit here. How do I talk? Iske liye niche regressive in nature is clear, no? Yeah, the rich and poor all are paying the taxes at same rate. Social welfare on the sin products. I'll say, see, there are few products on that the GST rates are very low, 3%. If you check the restaurants and all, 5%. Branded restaurant hai, jinke chains hai to 18%. Some of the product it is 28%. And on that they have the GST compensation cess also. So indirectly, the product which are harmful like alcoholic liquor, tobacco, like this, on this very high rate of GST and compensation cess is charged. So that makes it more costly and sometimes it's not affordable also. So that way they are promoting social welfare. These are called as sin goods, goods which we don't want to encourage. Yeah, cigarettes, liquor, tobacco. So on this the rates of the GST are high. That's one of the feature. GST is levied on in India from 1st July 2017, including all the states and only in Jammu and Kashmir. It started in July. Yes, now Ladakh is a separate union territory. Sabko applicable hai GST. It's a destination based tax. Market very important for MCQ. It's a destination based tax. It is levied at all the stages, right from manufacturing to final with a credit at every stage. It's a value added tax. Yeah, I think. अब आपको learn हो रहा है. Are you learning things? Yeah. Benefits that will accrue to country. This you have to write. Features में all have come. Advantage, disadvantage सब. जैसे ये disadvantage है कि many products which were earlier not in the taxation वो भी आ गए. आ जाओ. Benefits that will come to country. Elimination of the cascading effect and common national market. Because like across India, it's the same. You know, if I'm selling Hyderabad to Hyderabad, it's like 9% state ko jata hai, CGST, 9% center ko jata hai. I'll come and explain you what is CGST and all. But I'm just saying, if I'm selling Hyderabad to Mumbai, I'm paying 18%. Ultimately, it's the same taxes which are going. So there is no tax on tax effect, one nation, one market, elimination of the multiple taxes and double. Will you please read the language once? You have to write this also. GST subsumes majority of the indirect taxes. Yeah, this will make doing business easier and it will also tackle highly disputed issues, you know. So very confusing. Ye bhi lagao, wo bhi lagao, wo bhi karo. So now only one tax is there, that is GST. It's not true. There are few things I'll tell you jo abhi bhi exception mein chal raha hai. Reduction in overall burden of the consumers. For consumer, the biggest gain would be in terms of overall reduction, overall tax burden on the goods. Okay, because set off is available at every stage, the final tax is going to be low. More competitive products will come in market because everyone is into chain. See, if I can claim 18 rupees credit, I will quote my price 100 plus 80 or 20, mera profit 200. If 18 is not allowed as ITT, input tax credit, 118 I will add. So earlier the cost of the goods was heavy. It was not competitive because 100 rupees cost, 16 rupees excise duty, on 16 rupees CST, on CST. So much tax on tax. So now the products are more competitive in domestic as well as international market because of the set off. Boost of employment and investment. This is a fact. We are seeing that since GST and now after post COVID, we use the word in Hindi for this Atmanirbhar Bharat. We are making so many parts and all and things which we used to get from outside and then continue. So it's encouraging in-house manufacturing, production, service industry, everything. Years back, I remember if you talk about the concept of malls, it was like Walmart. Now we have D-Mart, we have this, we have in-house, so many, Star Bazaar. Increase in government's revenue. Obviously, collection of taxes have increased because earlier like 50% people were going in billing. Now 99% people are doing the business in billing. You talk if anyone is doing business around you, they'll say this. अब पूरा बिल में ही कर ले रहे हैं आईटीसी आ रहा है आईटीसी जा रहा है चल रहा है so government is getting more revenue easier administration GST is a simple transparent act and it is very easy to operate ease of doing the business simple tax regime fewer exemptions have make it easy to work okay automated procedure yes this is really true none of the act are so automated as GST. You don't have an income tax. GST office is there, but if you want to raise a complaint, you cannot walk in the GST office and this is my complaint and this is my. Everything is on the GST portal. Everything is online. Your registration, you're submitting the returns, your payment of taxes, your queries, everything is online. You get a ticket number and then they will follow. Right. See, this you can see automation everywhere. Nowadays, for example, I've got this Wi-Fi connection. Today only I'm deciding to call him up and enhance, maybe pay more and get a higher speed so that these kind of troubles are not there. Huh? So I have to message in the app itself and they will give a token number. Then someone from the team will come. They'll ask me to pay extra. I'll pay. And when issue is resolved, can we close this token number? Automation. Things are being done directly in the system. So I am making you understand. I'll give you the trick also to learn if they ask you in exam. Benefits to small traders, entrepreneurs. GST has increased the threshold limit for registration. Small business have also provided the benefit of composition scheme. See, someone with 80 lakhs turnover is saying output, input, ये सब मेरे से नहीं होता. Okay, go for composition. What is your turnover? Pay one tax and finish. Very easy procedure. So small, big, all the people are taken care in GST. Small people are not saying कि no, I'll not pay GST. मेरे से नहीं होता. 80 lakhs is my yearly turnover. छोटा मोटा business है. In income tax also I'm filing my return in 44AD. मेरे को बुक्स ही मेंटेन नहीं करना है. Okay, you have your turnover details. Just pay in composition some percentage of tax on your turnover. Bye bye. No output, no input, no books, nothing. So like you have presumptive taxation in income tax if your turnover is less than 1 crore, you have composition schemes here. So these are all the benefits. Now, how to learn it to score marks in exam. Please keep patience, dear students. I can make class very interesting by starting with ITC class and you will be solving question answers with me. But no, ये base building है. थोड़ा सा आपको लग रहा है theory है, but then theory is also asked, practicals are also there. Everything will go hand in hand. And थोड़े initial chapters, there are no question answers to be solved. आ जाओ. Once again, what are the advantages of GST? No cascading effect. Common national market. Because, within the state also 18%, outside the state also it's 18%. Of course, it gets bifurcated if the rates वगैरह सब same है. Elimination of multiple and double taxation. Reduction in overall burden of taxes for consumer because cascading effect is not there. More competitive products. You yourself have seen the product which was available earlier for 345 rupees is now available for 295. More in-house opportunities for employment and investment. Increase in government's revenue. GST collection is highest. Easier administration. Easy of doing business. And automated procedure. Okay, all benefits to small traders. पढ़ो आप इसको कैसे learn करोगे 2 minutes. Tomorrow also class will be from 11 to 1:30 and material is available in challenges group. I'll post it today in Telegram also. If you want, you can take a print of 200. But all the classes will not be live in YouTube, that's for sure. You have to register for the batch in the app. App link is there in the description of every video. चलो, ये किसी को doubt है? Should I wait? Any of you are having doubt? Orally you can say, essay on tips. Cascading effect is not there. One nature, easy to operate, it's transparent and more opportunities in India. The rates are competitive in international market and domestic. Like this you can write. If it is that theory question for 5 marks, make sure you write the side headings and elaborate. Huh? Yeah. Dual model I will take up now. For taking the dual model, we'll have to go to the notebook. Yeah. If it is interstate sale, IGST is charged. IGST. What is IGST? Interstate Goods and Service Tax. IGST is charged. Right? If within the state, then if IGST rate is say 18%, if the goods are sold within the state, then CGST, which goes to the central government, 9%. And SDST, which goes to the state government, is 9%. So part of the tax is going to center, part is going to state. That's why it is called as dual model tax. Agar union territory hai to UTGST. Now very important is, okay, I'm taking one nice example here. Set off ke liye I'm taking one example. IGST is what? GST paid on interstate sales. Huh? So I have purchase input IGST and output IGST. Can we set off? Yes. But I have purchased interstate and then I'm selling within the state. Output CGST, output SGST, output UTGST. Please write it because you have to write this in exam also. Many students say, ma'am, I understand the concept, but my pen doesn't flow in exam and I'm not able to complete more than because writing practice ही नहीं है. सब कुछ बस सुन लेते हैं. Input IGST, can we set off output IGST? May say yes. But if I'm buying from Mumbai to Hyderabad, input IGST, and I'm selling Hyderabad to Hyderabad, output CGST, then SGST, is it allowed? Yes. Suppose it is input CGST. Input CGST within the state. Within the state you are buying. Output CGST. Yes. Within the state you are buying, Hyderabad to Hyderabad, and you are selling to Chennai. Output IGST. Allowed? Yes. Yes, allowed. Input CGST, output CGST. Allowed. Input CGST. Within the state I purchased. So I paid CGST. Clear or not? This you have written. Output CGST. वो तो allowed है. But now I'm buying Hyderabad to Hyderabad and I'm selling in Chennai. Can I set off input CGST and output IGST? Yeah. Detail we are going to do in 6th chapter. We are in the first chapter, first class. Still, we should know this super well. Can I set off input CGST in output SGST? No, it's a crime. CGST, SGST आपस में set off नहीं होता. No set off. Take your time. MCQ, they are surely going to ask this. Can I purchase interstate and sell interstate? Yes. Can I purchase interstate and sell within the state? Yes. Can I purchase within the state and sell within the state? Yes. Can I purchase within the state and sell outside? Yes. But state mein CGST and SGST set off is not allowed. Input CGST and output CGST set off is not allowed. Can't say how much important this is. Anyone in the class who has not followed this, then I'm going to one more example. Ma'am, when notes are there, why you are making us write? Because I don't want you to complain. हाँ ये सब अभी छोड़ दो, ये chapters के नाम है actually all this. हाँ, I want all of you to come here. How to set off the input tax credit. Mark it very important for MCQ. MCQ लिखने से ना alert रहता है कि आ सकता है. IGST can be set off in IGST, then CGST, then SGST. CGST can be set off in CGST and then IGST. SGST can be set off in SGST and IGST. CGST cannot be set off in SGST. That same thing is explained in diagram. CGST in CGST, IGST. SGST in SGST, IGST. IGST in IGST and all this. But CGST and SGST आपस में नहीं. One example I have given just orally I am going to do. Please don't try to solve these example because solving the example is your 8 marks compulsory question in the 6th chapter, input tax credit. I'm literally saying whether this is regular class or fast track, input tax credit also 2 days so it will take to understand the concept and make you learn. So the third day, taka-tak, we are doing 6 to 8 questions. Promise you will learn and come. I'll ask this orally. Huh? Any student, I'll say unmute and say this, you have to say. Formula bolo ana. Chalo. We'll take one example for this. Okay. Ramana, a manufacturer in Maharashtra, has supplied 1 lakh goods to Suman in Maharashtra. And Suman then supplied to Manan in Maharashtra after making value addition of 20%. Same what 10 rupees, 2 rupees I gave. You are required to determine the tax payable by R and S, 18% GST. Okay, right. R to S. R has sold the goods to S within the state. So within the state, what you will charge? CGST 9%, SGST 9%. R has sold to S. S is also registered. S will take credit of this. And they did value addition kitna? 20%. So because S is taking credit of this, R to S is over. Now, S will do 20% value addition and S will also sell within the state. R is selling to S. S is selling to M. Suman is selling to Man. 120. Again within the state. Now, Suman is selling to Manan. How much tax she is collecting? CGST 10,900. How much he has already, S has taken input tax credit for CGST 9,000. 1,800 she has to pay. Okay. Who is it? S. S ने output कितना collect किया है? SGST 10,800. How much SGST is paid? 9,000. 1,800 SGST is paid. And 1,800 is exactly आपका value addition कितना है? 20,000. 20,000 का 9%. 1,800 this, 1,800 that. Please take your time. Did you understand this? Just example. हाँ, if I say कि ये problem में आएगा तो फिर तो time लगेगा बेटा. We'll do problems of very good professional exam level problems, but in the 6th chapter. Abhi, because this is like, if you ask me, ma'am, what's core important in 50 marks GST ITC? This, which I am making the baby steps now only. Okay. When R has sold to S, the value was 1 lakh. So 9% to central government, 9% to state government. When S has sold to M, he did 20,000 value addition. So 20,000 ka 9%. 1,800 this, 1,800 this. Final selling price kya hai? 1,20,000. Pick up your calculators. 1,20,000 ka 9%. I want all of you to write. 120 ka 9% goes to central government. That's why it is called as dual model tax. You know, if this comes in exam, MCQ आया था ma'am first chapter थे कुछ तो single model dual आपको याद रहेगा, because now you know if it is IGST 18%, if this is CGST 999, so dual model. So this was within the state. Now let us take one interstate example. I will refer this example again in tomorrow's class. So I am explaining and you learn it. I am only saying don't solve it in notebook. What is important, I am making you write. This is just an example to understand how set off is done. Aman, a manufacturer in Telangana, has supplied 1 lakh to Kishan. Okay. A to K, 1 lakh. Within the same state. So GST, CGST and SGST ho gaya. Now K. Kishan supplied the same goods to Vishen in AP. State change ho gaya. Interstate with 20% value addition. A to K, 1 lakh pay, 9%, 9%. Now on 1 lakh, 20% value addition. Yeah. K to Vishen. Interstate hai to 18%. Now what is my output tax? 21,600. What is that? IGST. But what is my input? CGST and SGST. Can I set off? Yeah. See, first out of IGST, output IGST, input IGST. But ma'am, my input is within the state. So can I set off from IGST output, input CGST and input SGST? Yes. Yes. Output IGST, how much Kishan is paying to government? 21,600. But Kishan has already paid when he purchased from Aman 9 and 9. And he is paying IGST to government 3,600. Now, this is not going to come in exam. मतलब ये problems आएंगे, ये वाला table. This is just for reference कि how much, how the income, like your income, my income, government ki income kya hai, GST. How do they decide it? So when Aman has sold to Kishan within the state, but when Kishan has sold to Vishen, it was IGST. So IGST mein, how much they have paid out of their pocket? Take your time. You will get the PDF of this. Take a printout. Open this video again and check it. But I think so it's very clear. Still, I'll also pause after this. कि आपको doubt है तो पूछो. 21,600. Who should pay the tax? Kishan. But he has already paid 18. So out of his pocket, 3,600. Kishan is paying IGST. Why? Because it is interstate. And when it is interstate, so in IGST, you are setting off CGST and SGST. So IGST mein when you are setting off SGST, this Telangana government is saying, sorry, take back. Anyhow, it is interstate. In interstate, it's destination based. Goods have gone from Telangana to AP. So AP will get tax. Telangana saying, मेरे को कोई लेना देना नहीं है, ले लो आपके 9,000 वापस. Now, at this, I want all of you to put a line if you are having the printout. What is the tax here? Nil. What's the tax here? 21,600. Exactly, it's an interstate tax from Telangana to Andhra Pradesh, and 21,600 revenue came to government. Now, the last part. Okay, so the goods have gone. IGST pay karke, the goods have gone from AP to Telangana. आ गया? Right. Now, again, Vishen has supplied it to Keshav with 20% value addition. So 120 में 20% value addition, and both of them are in AP. So output CGST, output SGST. But he has paid input what? Input what he has paid? IGST. Okay. So now, output within the state, CGST. Can I set off IGST 21,600? Miss it 12,960? Yes. Again. SGST. Can I set off balance 21,600 minus 12,960? 21,600 minus 12,960. 8,640. And SGST is payable 4,320. Within the state, we have to pay CGST. But in output CGST, input CGST is not there. Input is IGST. मैंने तो interstate. I to purchase from Telangana and I'm in Andhra. Can I set off? Yes. Then SGST, can I set off? Yes. But still 4,320, you have to pay to the state government. See. 4,320, you have to pay to the state government and center. See, finally, 50% tax should go to center. But here 4,320, CGST mein you are setting off IGST. IGST is also center and CGST is also center. No problem. SGST mein you are setting off IGST. So 8,640 should come to the AP state from the central government. Because now it's not a completely interstate. So they will give. Finally, how much tax was there with central government? 21,600. 8,640 de diya. Now how much tax with central government? 12,960. How much state with 12? Finally, it's a dual model concept. It's so beautifully mathematically proven. 50% tax will go to central government, 50% will go to state. कोई लड़ाई नहीं है, कोई लड़ाई नहीं है. Please let me know if it is clear or not. First example was within the state. Second was within the state, then IGST, then again within the state. Ma'am, why Telangana is nil? Finally, the goods are sold in with state AP. That's why GST is a destination based tax. AP will get the money. Please share this video as much as you can. Students should go fearless for taxation exam. If you write the concept, solve the problem, write chapter wise exam, and study from a 200 pages material with quality good questions, why you will not get exemption? Tell me. But consistency is not to miss any of the live classes. Can I close this question and answer? I want response in chat. Live in YouTube, live in Zoom. सब लोग बोलो यहाँ तक clear है. So we'll go to next part. That's like exclusive MCQ के question आते हैं इसमें. Everything you cannot type, you type AC, all clear or not clear or little confused here, then please check करो. आज मटेरियल का प्रिंट आउट ले लो और पूछो कुछ डाउट है तो. Thank you that it's all clear. आ जाओ. Now, until now, look here. It was all a win-win situation. ये अच्छा है, वो अच्छा है, everything is good. 50% to standard 50. That was all good. Then why so much juggling? I remember I told you I cleared my CA in 1999. I think I've given introduction earlier. No, then I'll give tomorrow. आज तो नहीं. सुनो. तो ये जो taxation है from mod VAT to sen VAT to VAT, GST also since 2010, so it was like GST is coming, GST is coming. Why so much of struggle? Practical concept. Earlier, tax on tax, tax on tax. If you see that example, which I have taught you earlier, government was getting so much more tax because of tax on tax. And now they were not getting so much of tax and everything became very transparent. 50% should go to center, 50% should go here. So, the concept was few states, they were rigid. We are generating most of the manufacturing units are in Mumbai. We are manufacturing highest manufacturers in India and we are getting excise duty here. Why we should subsume taxes? Why we will go for GST? One nation, one tax. हमको क्या करना है? Our state is earning good. We want money. So because of this reason, till today, GST could not be implemented fully. For example, taxes on alcoholic liquor are high. State is saying we are not going to give our right. Alcoholic liquor पे state ही tax charge करेगा. Cigarettes, tobacco and all. You charge GST if you want. Excise duty तो हम लगाएंगे. Countervailing duty, this duty, that duty, this GST. You do whatever you want. Still today, there are few products I call it, few goods which are out of GST and few goods on which GST is also there, but old is gold. Still, old taxes are also going on. Why that? Because the problem was state was saying, until now, every day we are getting 1 crore collection because of all taxes. Now, adha isko do adha, we will come to 60 lakhs. Who's going to compensate 40 lakhs? GST Council gave way out of that. Listen carefully. Concept samjho, ratta nahi maanna padega. Here comes a new word for all of you. Very important for exam. Goods compensation cess. Okay. Government said we understand state that now 8-9% to center, 9% to state. State you are losing on the revenue. So to compensate, on sin products, you know now what are sin products which are not good for health and all, tobacco, cigarettes, all that. On sin products, we will levy GST also and GST compensation cess also. Just click in Google, you will get the rates of GST compensation cess on sin products. Cigarette pay for is pay 1.5 rupee or some rate and all. Okay, that rates are not in our syllabus. Abhi dimag mat lagao. So GST compensation cess we will collect, and that's a extra tax. That's like a luxury, a surcharge. Out of that, we will share the money and we will compensate you. State said, okay, देखेंगे करेंगे. So when GST started in 2017, they said till 22. But don't you think GST compensation cess is again an added burden on consumer? Consumer is paying on taxes on GST also, on compensation cess also, excise duty also on the cigarettes. तो ये burden तो हो ही रहा था. So they said, okay, 17 से 5 years, 22 तक we will do. Then तब तक everything will get streamlined and then we will go. I told you this 200 pages material is having all the amendment, and one amendment highly expected for maybe 1 or 2 months also. GST compensation date is now extended from 22 to 26. We are in 24 now. 2 more years, government is going to collect the GST compensation cess. It's a burden, but they are collecting. But this time they have clarified one thing. Center has said, we will collect GST compensation cess, but it's not necessary that we are not liable to share it with the state. We'll see. अब वो internal है कैसे चल रहा. समझ में आ रहा what is the important amendment for exam? Clear or not? GST compensation cess is going to be collected by center instead of 22 till 26. It's written in bold, latest amendment hai to, and this is going to continue for another 4 years. Okay, right. Still some of the products are output GST. One more example I want to clear here. Very painful example is real estate. When one is selling, A selling the property to B, so stamp duty, state government is collecting stamp duty. Crores of rupees of revenue they are getting because the property value is in crores, and on that 8% stamp duty and all. So say A has sold 1 crore property, 8%. Now 1 crore ka 8% matlab 8 lakh rupees. Now same property sold by B to C. So can we say already I have paid 8 lakh stamp duty, now I'm collecting 16 lakh difference I'll pay. ये भी जाता है वो भी. So real estate is only out of the day stamp duty will come now. People will be so happy. So now to the next question for exam. What are the cases on which GST is not applied? Tax on goods. The GST is levied on supply of goods and services except what? Mark it very, very important for MCQs. Yeah. It's not applicable on alcoholic liquor for human consumption. There is no GST. Please remember, you all have done costing with me, joint product, byproduct. There is alcoholic liquor which is used in medicines, cough syrup and all. Very well, GST is levied. So alcoholic liquor for human consumption, GST is not chargeable. State की मर्जी उतना tax collect कर रहे. Okay. Petroleum, diesel, crude oil, ATF, natural gas are not liable for GST. ATF is also a kind of fuel which is used by aircrafts. So on all this, till date excise duty is there, GST नहीं लगता है. ठीक है? Tobacco is within the purview of GST. But the union government has retained the power to levy excise duty on tobacco manufactured in India. Resultantly, tobacco is subject to GST as well as now. ये क्या बात है? See, on 100 rupees product tobacco, 16 rupees is excise duty. And 116 पे GST लग रहा है. Say 10%, 11.6. So till date, if I say cascading effect is not there, it's still there in tobacco. GST भी लग रहा है, excise duty भी लग रहा है. Opium, Indian hemp, narcotic drugs, these are subject to GST as well as excise duty. Ma'am, narcotic drugs and all, we are not allowed to manufacture. It's a crime to grow all this, true. But then few places with permission it is allowed because it's used in a very nominal amount in medicines and all. But GST is not there. मतलब पूरा transparent नहीं है. Real estate has been kept outside GST. No GST on purchase or sale of immovable property. Immovable property पे GST नहीं है. That's why if you ask what's the definition of goods in GST, movable. On purchase of immovable property, till date we are paying stamp duty. Okay, clear to all of you? फिर से एक बार. This you have to remember for a small question also. Alcoholic liquor is still outside GST. Petrol, crude, diesel, petrol, ATF, and natural gases, they are also outside. Tobacco is in both. Indian hemp, opium are in both. Real estate, so absolutely out. What are the taxes which are subsumed? No central excise duty and additional excise duty, countervailing duty, service tax, CST, surcharges, ये सब चलेंगे. Yeah? State tax, luxury tax, entry tax. Still, entertainment tax, a part of it is charged in cinemas. That is the state ka right. So they are not ready to give up. But taxes on purchase tax and all that. लॉटरी बेटिंग गैम्बलिंग इस पे जीएसटी लग रहा है बट स्टेट टैक्स नहीं है जो पहले स्टेट वैट एंड ऑल वाज था. In Maharashtra there was a kind of tax. I remember I have studied everything from Nagpur, Maharashtra. So there was a kind of different kind of tax applicable there. Market says, you know, if goods come inside Maharashtra, they used to charge like octroi. So like this, jo marzi hai taxes were charged, they are all subsumed. Once in the exam, very beautiful question of 5 marks. Write a short note on compensation, says CMA exam. I'm taking care of CA CMA both, don't worry. Theory questions CA में ज़्यादा पीछे से आते हैं. Procedural part, registration, document, accounting, section 50-51, TDS, TCS. Compensation cess. GST compensation cess is special rate which has been imposed under GST to compensate the state on loss due to implementation of GST. It is levied on, I want all of you to write here one word called as sin goods. Pan masala, tobacco, cigarette, cigar, coal, lignite. These are very important, you know, mine products. Aerated waters and motor car. So on these products, GST compensation cess is charged. It is computed on the value of taxable supply. Cess is levied in addition to GST. मैम compensation cess लगेगा तो GST नहीं लगेगा? नहीं नहीं, दोनों लगेगा. Taxpayer can use ITC of the cess in the output cess. See, input tax minus output tax. So input cess minus output cess. Ma'am, but I don't have input cess. Can I set off input tax minus output cess? Not allowed. MCQ. Mark karo, likho. This is called 3D makeup, 5D makeup of your textbook. और नहीं है तो write it in notebook, but write down. Shall I dictate? Input tax, output tax, set off allowed. Tick mark. Input cess, output compensation cess, set off allowed. But input there is no cess. I'm not paying, but I am collecting on cigarettes and all. Then can I set off input tax and output cess? No. This full cess I'll have to pay to government. Paid to government. कोई set off नहीं मिलेगा. पूरा you'll have to. I want to take a pause here. If this is not clear, please ask me and read this on your own. Levy of GST compensation cess has been extended by Council till March 26. However, central government is under no obligation to give any compensation to state. हमारी मर्जी. बहुत साल हमने compensate कर लिए. And you are still collecting GST on other products, no? Clear to all of you until now? One तो I started little late and another problem was कि बीच में 10 minute class बंद हो गया. So only one little part is left. Can we take 10 minutes more and complete? इतने सारे articles हैं आपके study material, only two important ones for exam I have given. Please comment fast. Is it okay? 10 minutes. Can we extend the class? No answer means it's no. It's linked knowledge. ठीक है, 5-10 मिनट करते हैं. You answer whatever you want to answer. चलो. GST, Goods and Service Tax Portal. As I said, GST is the most automated taxes in India. Thank you. Thank you. Chalo. So GST is the most automated tax in India. So GST, like how the taxes like TCS is taking care of the direct tax part, like that GST is also taken care. So GSTN portal is there, GSTN network is there, portal is there, okay, website. On that website, you can do all the work of the GST. Yeah, www. And because now, if your turnover exceeds few amount, then on road, e-way bill. E-way bill पूरा chapter का नाम है आपका. But just I'm saying e-way bill means when you're moving the goods from a destination to be on road, which vehicle you have loaded, how much. Huh? So e-way bill. So e-way bill के लिए there's a separate portal. And there are sometimes bulk of invoices. So if I don't upload my output sales, you will not get automatically the input credit, right? So for this, IRP is there, one facility, invoice registration portal. Just try to learn these names. This is a detailed chapter for them. इसके लिए. So all this is like, if your turnover exceeds 5 crore only, you have to do e-invoice. E-invoice matlab, you cannot generate invoice in your own software. You have to go to the website and on the portal, you have to generate invoice so that there is no manipulation. So the gist of all this is in bold, you should know this. GST in India, of course, CIBIC is there, GST Council is there. But GST is run by GST Network, its website, which is having 3 front-end services for MCQ. First of all, registration. You want yourself to be registered, go to the portal and do the registration. Pay monthly taxes, file monthly return, over and out. What are the functions of the GST? Commonly asked theory question. इसी को लैंग्वेज कर दो आप उसको. ये 3 बिट को याद रखो. GST is helping to facilitate registration, to file return, to compute your IGST, to match your taxes. Automatically they will do the matching. Providing various MIS reports to central and state government. How much taxes got to center and state, you don't have to divide. You pay the tax, they will divide on the portal. Providing analysis of the taxpayer's profile. How you create once your account on Insta and Facebook and Amazon, and it's done. Yeah, your address and all, and next time you try to fill up, they'll say, shall I autofill? GST is also like that. Once you give your details, it's auto-filled everywhere. Running the matching engine. Okay, reversal, reclaim, refund, ITC and all. So now this you'll have to learn. I hope you have got the background. Anywhere you are facing the problem, please ask in the challengers group today evening 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock के बीच में पूछे तो तभी के तभी I'll clear your doubt. Yeah, don't call on this number, but I think you all have this number for concept classes 9290065156. So just message on WhatsApp. You will definitely get a reply for joining the class, for doubt clearing, for material, or tomorrow when I start the class, first task and then I will go to supply. Now, who are these two newcomers, GSPs and ASPs? We are saying go and do everything on portal. Arey, I'm a layman, I know how to do business. Now, how to go to portal, get that OTP, do two-way verification. Oh my God, it's not my cup of tea. I can't do that. So then there are mediators for that. They are called as GSPs. GSPs जीएसटी सुविधा प्रोवाइडर्स, नहीं लिखा है कहीं, फुल फॉर्म नहीं लिखा है इसका, ऐसे तो नहीं होगा। या जीएसपी स्टैंड्स फॉर जीएसटी सुविधा प्रोवाइडर्स। Okay, ASP's application service providers. Let me tell you, if you click area around you and put your PAN number, you will get tin facilitation centers. You know what are tin? TDS katna and ye kaam karna hai, return, they help you. So these are like, one basic example I am giving you. You want to pay your municipal tax. Do you have to go to municipal office? No. E-Sevas, Me-Sevas. What are E-Sevas, Me-Sevas, Kendras, TIN facilitation? They are mediators. You go to E-Seva, you pay the taxes and your work is done. In fact, I can tell you when I registered one property, I pay the stamp duty also through banks. So bank is also in a way acting as a mediator. So all these are called as Suvidha providers. मैम नाम आता है तो बस है, अरे बस है, फर्स्ट चैप्टर है इंट्रोडक्शन. They facilitate taxpayers in uploading invoices, filing the return and all. Okay. How many of you have experienced you can pay electricity bill directly on the electricity portal? But if I decide to pay through my bank, message is coming, 1 rupee transaction charge. Like that. Because bank is being a mediator between you and electricity department. Followed or not? Okay, right. When we wanted to introduce any new taxes in India, India mein all the taxes are given in the constitution. That's the law, right? So, first thing I want to teach this. When introduction of GST was done, we want to charge a tax like this, whether you sell goods or you give services, you have to pay GST. So, there was an amendment in 101 Amendment Constitution in 2016. GST कब से start हुआ 17. Now whether you call it ratified और जो बोलना है बोलो, ये बेटा आपको learn करना पड़ेगा. MCQ में आता है and Dipti ma'am herself has a pinch of failing at 196 in May 99 exam. 196 एग्रीगेट फेल, 2-4 दिन तो रोने धोने में चले गए, ऐसे कैसे इंस्टीट्यूट को क्या दुश्मनी है, ब्ला ब्ला. फिर चुपचाप पढ़ाई की एंड क्लियर्ड इन नवंबर अटेम्प्ट. 4 मार्क्स की वैल्यू है, तो दिस पार्ट आई नो. एनीवन इन क्लास हु डजंट लाइक मच सिविक्स, सबके अपने अपने, किसी को स्पोर्ट्स नहीं पसंद, बट इसको प्यार कर लो, इसको लिख लो, यू विल गेट मार्क्स. सो इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन 1st July 2017 GST was implemented, and in Jammu and Kashmir 8th July. But in constitution amendment had to be made. It was called 101, and it's a good no shagun figure 101 रुपए, 101 रुपए. Yeah, right. For this purpose, and Article 246 empowers central and state government to collect GST on dual model. Power was given in article, articles जैसे होते हैं ना, articles memorandum आप सबको मालूम है, clauses जो act में होते हैं. So Article 246 says, notwithstanding anything contained in 250, 254, Parliament and subject to legislature have the power to make the laws for collection of the GST and all. Language is not important. 246A, collect. If you want, then write it as a booster note in the notebook where I started making you write notes. 269A, okay. Power to collect the tax is 246. But power to collect the tax should have a procedure. That procedure, levy and collection. Procedure of the levy and the rate. Okay, at this rate, this rate, this rate. ये सब कहाँ आएगा? Collection. So newly inserted 269 provided GST for supply in course of interstate within the state for the purpose of aforesaid supply. Mark this point important. Detail I will discuss in section 9. Supply में जब third class करेंगे. For the purpose of aforesaid supply of goods and service in course of import shall be treated at these supply GST. I want all of you to write. Import of goods is treated as IGST interstate से supply और GST लगता है. मैम import पे we are already paying custom duty. ठीक है, we want to discourage import, we want to encourage export. समझ में आ रहा है? आत्मनिर्भर भारत, तो import is treated as interstate supply and IGST is levied. You will automatically learn it when you will do the flowchart of section 7 tomorrow. This will give the power to central government to levy IGST on import transactions which were earlier subject to countervailing duty and all. ठीक है. Import has come in IGST. Where an amount is collected, IGST has been used for the payment of SGST. Such amount shall not form part of the consolidated fund and you'll have to give it to state. Did you check the example earlier? A to B, B to C. First it was IGST, then it went to Telangana. So I can't keep 18%, 9% I'll keep, 9% I'll have to give. No. Followed it? Right. So GST is administered by CIBIC. ये तो आपको बताएं. Okay, what's the gist beta you have to remember out of this? 101 Constitution and Article 246A and Article 269. 246 for provisions and for levy and collection 269A. There are many things in your study material. Frankly speaking, don't read it. I never say like this. Back side of the study material, CA, CMA, question, answers, MCQ. Today only you do the MCQs of chapter 1. And if you face any doubt, ask me tomorrow. But ये part छोड़ दो, इतना history में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. That in 2010 they formed this government and then this and this. Okay. 7 schedule to Article 246. See, Union list. Union list is list 1 where central government has power to collect the taxes like income tax, custom. Okay. List 2, state government has power to collect the stamp duty, VAT. This is a hitch. ना उगलते बनता है ना निगलते बनता है. State government is having power in the constitution itself to collect stamp duty, to collect excise on liquor, and they don't want to give away that because that's the major income of the state. If they say, okay, until now it's 18%, no, center, you take 9, we give, they'll be at a loss. List 3 abhi tak kuch nahi aaya. So entry 82, this is sometimes asked in MCQ. Entry 82 to 96 list 1 में है, where income tax का, and entry 45 to 63. Now, if you can learn, fine, otherwise, okay. Last part now. GST is practically implemented in India by group of people who come together and form as GST Council. Okay? GST Council will make the decision. अब इस पे GST लगेगा, इस पे नहीं लगेगा, इस पे RCM होगा. No, iska rate 18% to make it 12% and so on. As and now we are trying to implement GST, wherever confusion hitches, all are decided by GST Council meeting. Okay. So GST Council is headed by whom? Finance Minister. And then Union Minister of State in charge of Revenue. Okay. And then Minister in charge or of every state, 28 state and all the other union territories. Sabke members mila ke GST Council is formed. They'll have a chairman. Who is the chairman? Finance Minister. Who is the vice chairman? State finance ministers shall choose among themselves. 28 state plus 3 plus other 8 na total all union territories. Ladakh ye wo alag alag karke. So any one of it can become vice. Ma'am, what to remember out of this last page? We are completing now. So most important is this and this for MCQ. Quorum. You know, GST Council meets 1/2 of the total members shall constitute the quorum. So as I said, 20 plus 8 plus 8. Let us say 36 members are there. So 50%. 18 members should be present in a council to continue and complete the quorum of the meeting. Procedure and all they will take. And decision is taken by 3/4 vote, not simple vote, weighted vote. Are you underlining this? 3/4 weighted votes. Vote of central government shall have the weightage of 1/3 and vote of state government will have the weightage of 2/3. ठीक है? So like this, the decision is taken by council. And what's the role of council? Just now I told you. See, they are monitoring. Theory question. Likho. GST Council shall make recommendation to union and state government for taxes, cess, surcharge. State and local bodies taxes are subsumed. Goods and services which are exempted or nil rate or taxable. Model of levy. Apportionment of goods and services. Threshold limit for registration. Rates including the floor rates. Special rates for few item, किसको raise करो, किसको कम करो. Special provisions for 8 states. There are 8 states, उनको बड़ी special facility है, इनके नाम हम कल याद करेंगे. Any other matters? Yeah. Effective date of levy of GST on petroleum and all the product. Yeah, council will say, future may we will bring GST on petroleum, on real estate, stamp duty will not be there and so on. Yeah. GST will talk about the HSN code and all. Yes, I'll tell you. Aage chapters may be. So clear what is the work of GST. You know, one thing if I tell you, look at your 50 marks material. I know you all have stayed till end. Is bottom of my heart, thank you so much. It was my mistake to start little late and some hitches, but still 100% attendance in Zoom and YouTube. Thank you so much. Ye material I will to give in the groups and all, but if you feel you can share it with your friends, take a print and study on your own, it's not possible. ये जो मेकअप किया है ना, ये नहीं करोगे तब तक याद नहीं होगा बेटा. Someone was asking me, can I study self-study? You can. If you have already taken a coaching, you can. But one time you have to be with the teacher. See, we are in introduction. Of course, I will revise this. One part of this, though, I have skipped. उसमें बाकी पूरे chapters के नाम है. Now we know what is supply, goods or services. So little detail we will charge. Charge में what rate we will charge. Can we charge less rate for composition? Place of supply. I am sending the goods from Hyderabad to Chennai. Flights में the goods are boarded at Hyderabad and the flight is going to Jaipur to Chennai. So where the taxes should be charged? Exemptions on what GST is not there. Yeah. For example, medical surgeries and all are performed. They are also giving services. Are they charging GST? No. Time of supply. What's the point when GST should be charged? Value. What value? ITC. Can I take ITC credit? But these all chapters are like all procedural but very simple. I'll give you flowcharts to remember for procedural part. Exam में flowchart draw नहीं करना है, but with very easy. इतना है तो अभी registration, इतना है तो बाद में. Documentation. I have given a few topics only for CA exam and all. E-way bill, when to prepare. Ab e-way bill is like a 2 pages chapter and every time 2 marks MCQ come. Within 200 kilometers, one e-way bill and like that, you know, some simple. How to pay the taxes, GST to government. Returns, monthly returns, annual returns, like that. And customs for the CMA and CS exam. Right. ये सब custom का material है. And at the end, I have also given some past exam questions. Otherwise, the recent ones जो है, I have made a separate PDF that also I'll circulate. So that once input tax credit is completed, can we take the past exam question? Yes. Right? So that's all for today's class. Thank you so much for staying connected in spite of this hitches. And any doubt you have, comment below. If it is very clear, comment below. Live chat is closed. The comment after the video is closed. That stays, and share it with more of your friends. If you really feel you want to go fearless for taxation, this is the way to study. You can't jump, dear students. मेरे से expect मत करना मैम क्या important है करा दो. I know where I have to skip, but time will come. Abhi to you have to go with this ragadna, writing in the notebook. Chapter wise exam, if you are not writing on Sunday, this time something more I have decided. Monday they should miss the class. I'll not allow them in the live class. मैम ये तो स्कूल के बच्चों की तरह कर रहे हैं. I want results at any case. You pass out and go in final. No excuses. And really, I'm saying this is not my own frame question. Someone asked me yesterday, can I clear by self-study, not by coaching? If yes, you can. If you have the best material, you have the notes, you already have taken the coaching, do the self-study. If not, don't struggle yourself. Join up systematic coaching. Not for my subject, for all the subjects. Go with the teacher every day, meet the teacher every day, do the homework, take your preparations systematic. Don't do scattered. ये chapter ना दीप्ति मैम का YouTube में अच्छा है, वो chapter ना इनका अच्छा है, business head headless ना इनका अच्छा है. नहीं बेटा. At the end, when you will not be able to link up the topics, the subjects, so performance will not come in exam. And writing practice, there is no excuse. Do you feel you have to write 3 hours of the paper and 15 minutes of reading time? तो promise मैं जो लिखाऊंगी आप लिखोगे. No one will take a screenshot. I'm going to give you big flowcharts in time value of supply में. ये add करो, ये less करो. I'll make you write. I have last batch के इसका screenshot ले लो, हम सीधे problem कर. Not that. Bye-bye. See you all tomorrow sharp at 11. And in case if there is a delay, I'll put message in Telegram so that you can study and you need not wait for the class. Right? Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much.